All right, welcome back to the shipyard and the Hadfield campaign. Today's episode is titled "Missing Pea," actually missing pies. There's
Pie. I love pie.
actually missing pics, but there's
Oh,
there's just there's letters missing. It's MSSNGPICS.
well, that's
It's
just
missing
weird.
pieces.
Pieces.
Oh,
I
I get
I
it.
I tried to be clever. So this is taking
It could be
place.
missing. Could be missing Pisces
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I left spaces exactly where letters went. It's
or mass in Go Pisces.
This is what I have to deal with, everyone. All right. So right now I have Will, John, and Treg with me. That is Treg, not Craig, though they are both security officers. So,
I thought Craig didn't exist
Craig,
ever.
yeah, Craig. Who Craig?
He's been erased from the timeline.
No. Cost Devon is still a character in this timeline.
Oh, okay.
He just has absolutely no service record on board the USS Hadfield ever.
Oh, I thought he just wasn't the chief security anymore.
Right.
He's a pleb.
So our rationale for this is immediately. This episode is taking place immediately after the previous episode. So in that, we kind of had a shattered
Parallel universe Panic at the Disco.
Ooh, I like that. I like that better. So our characters find themselves back on board the Hadfield ?
Again.
And we're going to start this in Chief Zip's quarters. Just like last episode, because this is where fun things happen.
Hey, this is a PG-13 show, David.
Well, hey, it was fun last episode, and it was perfectly PG.
How do we all fit in his quarters? That's what I want.
No, just Zip. And
Have you not seen quarters on board of a starship? I mean, they're fairly roomy.
The Federation.
They threw Worf a birthday party in there with like 20 people.
That's true.
Federation's pretty luxurious in their accommodations.
Yeah, what
Yes.
ship are we on?
This is why we must seize the means of space production.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Treg. I don't know that I told you. This is a Luna class.
Okay. Yeah, I think you told me that part, but I don't.
Yeah. Yes. So the
I
USS
didn't know what that was
Hadfield,
either.
This is the 13th Explorer. So Starfleet
We're a
commissioned.
fancy ship.
Yeah, they commissioned 12 Luna classes, but we were the 13th that they didn't tell anybody about.
Oh, good. We're unlucky. No wonder.
It all makes sense now.
Have you seen our crew roster?
See, they told us this was the state-of-the-art ship, but really it's a state-of-the-art prison facility for mental patients.
No, we're not allowed to do the typical movie trope. We can't get out of this, so we're going to make it all a dream. None of that.
Actually, you
Look,
all being mental patients would explain so much.
And we did have like a discussion about this for like an entire half hour before the show started.
It was 5 minutes. All right. So Chief, you are in your quarters, and you hear footsteps, and you see your wife.
Can't take orders.
No, yeah, never could. Okay, so I'm going to sigh because it didn't work. We didn't get back to the Hadfield. We're still stuck here. Because was there any indication last time that we made the transition back? I mean, there was.
You saw a brief flash.
But that's it. There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's like great. So yeah,
You have your scanner still.
Well, oh, that's my assumption. Is like we just Okay, I pull out my tricorder, completely defeated. That we went through and it didn't work. And I start scanning. I'll scan the Hadfield because just to make sure it's still her quantum signature, not mine.
It matches yours.
The Hadfield matches mine.
Yes.
I'm going to scan it again and refuse to believe the results and scan it again.
Still matches yours.
I forced myself to look at her and it's like, do you know what you just did? And you probably don't. Damn it.
I changed history.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you changed history? Wait, okay, I'm lost. I am lost. I don't understand.
Well, more so I made it so you're not alone. I saw the look in your eyes, Hiram. You've been through too much.
And what about your universe? No, no, okay, stop. This is my universe. Why didn't you just stay in your universe? I don't. Why? Why? Because we have to figure out a way to get you back.
I don't want to go back.
Well, you don't belong here. Why? What about your Hiram and your universe?
She takes a seat and holds her head in her hands and starts sobbing.
You made her cry.
I go to the replicator and I order a warm milk. And then I take it to her, hand it to her, assuming that it's her favorite too. It was her favorite, just like it was my wife's favorite.
She reaches out and grabs it, takes a sip.
Okay. I'm going to make the assumption that in our universes, our places are switched. So it wasn't her ship, the Borg, destroyed. In yours, it was his. Or am I just completely off?
You're close. It wasn't the Borg.
What was it in yours?
He just died last week.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I remember that first week too. Did you do all this?
No. But it took advantage of a situation. Hiram, put yourself in my shoes. Would you have done anything differently?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it would have hit me that it wasn't the same. I mean, you're not her. You're close. But I don't know. Maybe you have the benefit of years of separation, as odd as that is to say. Yeah. Because I'm not him. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I know you're not.
Okay.
But maybe you can be. Maybe I can be her.
I can see how that's an appealing thought, but I think you know that's not how it works.
You said something on the other ship about a daughter. In my universe, we never had children.
It's been like 10 minutes. Are Wayun and Sanvana curious about what the heck's going on and why they can't contact Zip yet?
We can always jump back to you. Well, I don't know.
If you want to cut in, feel free.
The door ringer sounds.
I silently go, oh, thank God. And then, oh, no. No. And I'm conflicted. I'm like, oh, thank God. And oh, no, this is going to be bad. And I say, who is it?
It's Yorin and friend.
Friend might be stretching it. Sanvana as well.
Zip, are you Zip? Hey, open up. I need your engineering expertise.
Yeah, come on in.
I step in, and do we ever make up a name for our shapeshifter friend?
No?
And me and Gooey walk in. No, wait. What's the name of the slime from? Me and Yaphet walk in.
Yaphet.
Yaphet.
Oh God.
You and the what?
Yaphet's the name of the slime creature from Orville.
Oh, God.
Okay. Fine.
No, that'll be too terrible and probably copyrighted.
More terrible and possibly copyrighted.
Just reverse name would be like Taffy. Has to be reverse.
Oh,
Yaphet.
Taffy. You
Me
and
and
Taffy.
Who doesn't realize what Taffy is? That's just his name. That's just what he goes by.
So Yorin opens the door, barges in, sees two people there, gives a light bow to the lady. Oh, hello, nice to see you. Zip, are we back?
Yeah, I think we're all back. Plus a visit. Wait, who's this?
Huh? Oh, this is Taffy. You remember you met him in him? Her? Founders don't have genders, right? Oh, remember we met him. We met him in a bottle of Ferengi brandy.
Yeah. Remember when we met him and we said, yeah, we're not bringing anybody back. And you know, speaking of bringing people back, does nobody listen on this ship?
Did Sanvana find her way here too? Or is this just you out of character?
No, she was at the door with you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was there. I walked back with you, and I've been holding my tongue the entire time.
Wait, where's your new friend?
I don't have any friends.
You have it.
But I got one, and Zip got one.
We're not a Galaxy class ship here, and you're going to fill us up pretty soon.
Martha looks at Sanvana and says, I know the feeling about nobody paying attention in the lectures. They don't pay attention to us counselors.
Okay, as much as I like it when people agree with me, I still can't agree with what you did. You know what you did, right?
Which one of us are you talking to?
I'm talking to your wife.
Thank you.
I'm assuming you didn't do it.
Oh, no. Well, yeah.
Considering the discussion we had last time, where you're like, awkward.
You're all back where you belong. I don't think I severely messed anything up.
What species is Mrs. Zip?
Oh, human.
She's just a plain old human, no pointy ears or nothing?
Plain old human.
Yorn looks her up and down.
I know how domestic you are, so may have a plain old human.
What's the big deal? There's your kind are everywhere in this part of the galaxy. Who's going to notice one more?
Yorn, we've already had many discussions about your willingness to adopt people, and frankly, it's getting a bit ridiculous. And I would appreciate if you didn't encourage other crew members to adopt such a cavalier policy when it comes to having people come onto the ship, especially from other dimensions.
But they're always so interesting. And Yorn will start kind of poking and prodding at her like a science experiment.
No, stop. Come on. Oh.
Hey, Yorn,
What?
you and me are going to have a talk about poking things and bringing things. It's going to be a very long conversation. Just make sure that you have some ractogene and are awake for that, because it's been far too long of a day for me to have it with you now.
Aren't you supposed to be a counselor? Aren't you supposed to be helping with people's personality quirks? That's what I learned in the academy.
See, my ability to help people is severely hindered when they don't listen to me.
I need each of you to make an insight security check. And
Well, that's going to be fun.
I just need you to tell me how many successes you get.
Oh, snap. 2 successes. What? That's a terrible... Well, okay, my insight's pretty good, but my security?
Insight security tool. I got a success and a complication.
Oh.
10 and a 20.
Do I need to do one too, or someone need to do it for me?
No, you need to do
Do you
it.
know what your stat is?
No, but David does.
4 is I got you a 4 as a success and a 13. I don't know if it's a success for you or not.
Her insight 13 is just a success.
Yay.
2 for you.
Yay.
Wow. Okay. So, Sanvana and Yorin, you notice a blinking message on the chief's computer display, as does Taffy.
Chief, have you...
It says code 45, which the two of you recognize as intruder alert in your location. Lockdown procedures initiated, security detail on the way.
So did I get alerted then to that?
Yes. you are the one on the bridge who noticed it and engaged the alert. So you are now leading the security detail to the quarters.
Chief, you're about to have some very difficult explaining to do, as are you, Yorn.
Did I notice this? Was my one success enough to notice this?
No.
Okay.
Yorin taps his communicator. Yorin to security chief.
Tolek.
Does he actually? Is this actually what he
Actually,
thinks, or is
you
it-
don't know.
Mhm.
We don't know if we're back yet.
You're tapping. You say to security chief Koss.
Yorin to security chief Koss. Come in, please. Hello? Hadfield, location of security chief Koss, please.
There is no such person by that name on board this ship.
What the hell?
Thought you said we were back.
We are back. I toss him my tricorder. Scan all you want. I did it twice. The hell's going on?
Maybe not all of us are back. Since we were able to drag people here, perhaps some got dragged the other way?
Hell.
Hadfield, who's the current chief of security?
The current chief of security is Lieutenant Commander Tolek.
Tolek. That's a weird name.
We need to report to the captain. This is blown out of proportion. This is beyond blown out of proportion now.
No, we missed proportion about 1 or 2 passengers we came with ago.
What time is it?
Now it's
now, right?
about. No, it's still like
Because it was super early morning when we figured out we had to fix things.
Yeah, it's like no, it's about 07:30 now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So we went back in time because back in ship time because we were off of ship time in the first place in the alternate universe.
Yes.
I was like, it's 4 in. What? I thought it was like 7. Sorry. Didn't mean to call you this early.
We learned that Sandan is not a morning person. Or a night person.
All right, Tolek, you have shown up at the quarters at this point.
Hi guys, I'm here.
Is the
Just
door
waiting
closed? Did the door
yes.
close after we came in and he's now waiting out there with all his guns drawn?
The door is closed and locked at this
They're
point.
really good sensors that imported it to the quarters. It's pretty nice. Not the whole thing.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tucker.
Great. All right, I'm here and then I'll mute.
Okay.
Ooh, what? Oh, it's
Okay.
Tucker. Cool.
Yes.
And then, David, I know everyone on the ship, right? Because I've been here the whole time in my mind. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, you're outside with a security detail of what, 3-4 officers,
Yeah. Sorry about that.
something like that. I mean, intruder alert with 2 intruders would definitely necessitate more than you.
Yeah, so I know it's 2. Okay.
Yes. So
And like 4 people.
how do you want to proceed, Chief?
Chief.
Just a week.
Which chief? Engineering chief or security chief?
Sorry, security chief.
I'm assuming security chief. Since he has guns and we really are interested.
What?
I have guns too. It's not a requirement.
Let's not do that.
Peter, what are the occupants of these quarters? Currently.
There are 5 life forms inside. 1 Vorta, 1 Vulcan human hybrid, 2 humanoids, and 1 changeling.
Do I know which ones set off the intruder alert.
Hearing
Probably the
changeling, you know that
Yeah, that one's not right.
instantly, and you know that there's a Vorta on board the ship. You know
I knew about that.
the Vulcan human. Instantly, you go, "Oh, that's Lieutenant Sanvana," and one human. You figure the other human's got to be the thing that's off.
Okay.
Everyone knows Sanvana. She's famous for her book nowadays, you know.
I'll I'll punch in the security override for the quarters and
Okay,
go in with phaser out.
so
oh,
door,
just
door
a minute. Are we all dressed decently?
This is a
We were
conversation.
walking around a ship on the other. You think we were all unclothed?
Females.
I mean, I am, I know, and you probably are, unless you forgot to change after your morning coffee.
Point of order. Sorry. Sanvana is Emily's character, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I thought she was half Beta Z, not half human.
Yeah, I'm half beta.
Oh, sorry.
Gosh darn
Beta
it.
Z Vulcan hybrid.
Beta said Vulcan,
Betakin.
not human.
A
Beta-
Volcazoid.
Volcazoid.
A Volcazoid.
Oh, jeez.
Everyone knows her. She's
Okay.
unique.
There you go. You hear Vulcan Betazoid and you go, there, I know who that is.
Who's that
Everyone
running
knows who
through
that
the
is,
air?
unfortunately.
Volcazoid, Betazoid,
Volcazoid.
runs around in underwear. Volcazoid.
Wait,
chimpanzee.
no, that's what we're trying to establish did not happen.
That did not happen. I had enough coffee to not let that happen.
Everyone
No.
is still in their uniform, including Martha Zimmerman.
So running around in underwear then.
So we
This
give
is not season 1 TNG uniforms. No.
the only thing I tell I bring Taffy over to a corner of the room farther away so that, you know, the door is clear when they open it up
Okay,
and they don't run into us immediately.
fair enough.
I mean, that could be surprising, right?
Yeah.
I think I should have.
Okay. Come in.
We already came in.
Oh. There you are. Hey, Chief, you look new. Did you do something with your hair?
The same it's always been.
Interesting. Hey, Sanvana, do we know this guy?
He whispers a little too loudly for everyone to hear.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. Especially the ones with pointy ears, which is half the people in this room.
Pour my phaser at you. One was loudly.
Whoa.
Oi.
Whoa. Okay.
I put my hands up. Wait a minute, guys. Wait. Whoa.
There's no need to escalate this. It's been a very, very long morning. Can we just put the phasers down?
What we really need to do is we need to remake a full report to the captain.
I feel like that's going to wait until they escort us to the brig.
Do I see the changeling, or is it morphed into something else?
Will, the changeling's your pet? What's your changeling doing?
He looks like the standard non-transformed changeling, kind of like Odo style humanoid, but very not good with the facial features, so very kind of flat looking.
Okay. Then I would say you definitely see a changeling.
I put my phaser at the changeling and gestured at two of the security officers to grab him. Great.
When they go to grab him, their hands probably pass right through fluid,
Hmm.
and he just keeps standing there.
No, they're corporeal enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he makes no attempt to resist. He'll go along.
We'll take care of this. You asked for asylum. I'm sure the captain will see fit to finish granting it.
Yeah. He says, I like he said, I requested asylum in a different. It's a long story. If I can talk to the captain, it'll go a lot better, sir.
I just stand there to myself going, of course he did, of course he did, of course he did, of course he did. I just start mumbling to myself walking around, of course, yeah, of course.
Even the chief understands how these things go.
I look at the chief with a look that says, "You see what I have to deal with," and people wonder why I'm cranky in the morning when I say no one listens
which
to me.
chief?
Not
It doesn't matter.
Not to the security, just to everybody in general.
We've got too many chiefs for this broth right now. That's all I'm saying.
Meanwhile, Ta'ani is enjoying a nice, calming evening reading a pad.
It's
Nothing could.
It's 07:30.
She's late shift. That's his evening for her.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay.
She's first officer. She takes beta shift, right? So that's she'd be about to go to bed probably.
Beta gamma shift.
And nothing could disturb her pleasant evening.
Didn't we move
Exactly.
to a Delta shift rotation?
We did move to a delta shift rotation, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, that put her
Bam.
on beta and delta then, so she probably just got off and is.
Wow, your sleep schedules must suck.
It was. Oh God, you have no idea. It was, and she's looking forward to appreciating a nice, quiet evening where nothing weird happens.
Oh, of course.
Aside from the fact that you also got alerted to the fact that there are 2 intruders in the chief engineer's quarters.
She's off duty. Somebody else can handle it.
See, she also has a little red blinking light on her computer that she hasn't noticed yet because she's not looking.
Yeah.
I think that we need to make a compromise. I want to make a compromise with the security because there's too many guns, and I don't want to. I think that we need to. So I want to propose a compromise, and then we can roll to see if security takes it. How about so that everybody feels less threatened? We allow the 2 intruders to be taken into custody temporarily while we go and talk to the captain about what's been happening. If that would make everybody less shooty, that would be great for my morning.
Martha gives you a bit of a look, like the look. If that's what it's gonna take to not have anyone get shot, then I'm okay with it.
Wait, does this mean I don't get to go to the brig?
If you want to, I am happy to include that in the compromise.
Excellent. Where's those plasma cuffs? Come on. And Yoren holds out his hands.
How about we include that Yoren and the 2 prisoners will go to the brig and entertain each other while the chief engineer and I can go and brief the captain on what's going on. And then I should probably roll to see if they accept that. Or if they decide to or if he tries to do something else.
If they don't accept it, we're all going to the break, so...
Well, if they don't accept it, they're still going to look to Treg for answers anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Yeah, Treg, you get to decide. Chief Security gets to decide on this one if you want.
I think I'm familiar with the senior staff on this ship. Obviously, I know that the random human woman is out of place.
yes, very much out of place. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Treg, it's going to be your present security versus so it's Tolek's present security versus Sanvana's
15 for me.
Present security.
presence.
Presence command. Just roll. Oh wait, you don't have dice. Shall I roll?
I'll have it be presence command. You're trying to diffuse the situation. You're almost doing diplomacy at this point. Negotiations. I'll let your negotiations focus.
I was gonna say, like, I'm basically negotiating with people with guns. Can we at least give me something?
So whoever out succeeds the other.
Sanvana, I rolled you a 7 and a 3. Is that good?
3's a crit.
posted a die roller in the chat if you ever want to start rolling for yourself, Sanvana, because
Oh, cool.
that's just the one that I use. I just click the button and all of a sudden lots of 1s and 2s appear. Oh no, wait, there's a 20 in there. Never mind. Good thing that wasn't a real roll.
Okay.
Oh, we don't roll D2s? Oh.
Yeah. Treg, how's that roll looking?
I got a 4 and a 20.
Yeah.
Insecurity is a 15.
Well, I think that Sanvana and Zip get to go to the captain.
Yay! No jail time.
As for the 20, I'm going to save that complication for later. Thank you very much.
As for the 20, Yorin slips out of his cuffs easily. Oh wait.
No, you want to go to the brig.
Okay, so you were very
to go to
excited about the
brig.
brig like 30 seconds ago. I know
That's
you're.
true.
I know you're a flighty little thing, but
I mean, I don't get to go to the brig very often. It's always good to have a new experience.
It would almost be that you can't go to the brig.
Oh.
They refuse to take you to the brig.
And I have to report to the captain.
This again.
Yeah. So no, we'll let everybody go where they need to / want to go.
Hooray, to the brig with me.
yay!
It's like Battlestar Galactica all over again.
I'm not sure the quote intruders want to go to the brig. But
Oh man, I love that.
was
game.
the need to.
Mutiny.
Okay,
Well, I'm going with them to make them feel better.
Yeah.
so
That's totally why I'm doing it.
Yeah, I just
okay, so Tolek, who is escorting the people that don't belong / Yorin to the brig?
I got 2 security officers for each one, and then
Okay.
I'm bringing Yorin, I guess.
Okay. So
You're
so then
bringing Yorn, or you're bringing them to the captain.
The brig?
okay. So you're going to the brig, and then
They find their way to the captain on their own.
yeah, since they're technically not prisoners and not that suspicious.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that I have no idea who he is.
Yeah,
That's not
I
really
mean,
that suspicious considering who you are. So
You
You
are
may-
a little absent-minded.
What? Ridiculous.
well, that begs the question: do we know who he is?
Slander.
No, but you're not letting him know that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to.
I mean,
No, we'll report to the
I would
captain.
probably say it might be a good idea to look at the service record of, look up his service record.
Well, I can't quite do it right now while he's standing in the room with security.
Yeah.
let's wait for the guns to go away, and then we can
Yeah.
Google him.
So you start escorting us out.
Yeah, we'll holster our phasers once we start escorting people.
Am I cuffed or no? Will they not cuff me?
Probably not.
Oh.
I feel like we're familiar with you.
Well, I'll pull out my tricorder then and try scanning him just to check for quantum signatures. And he'll look at
Okay.
Trey. You don't mind, do you? As I hold the scanner up like I'm about to scan him, and probably you have no idea what I'm trying to do.
Just raise my eyebrow.
The
Yeah.
classic Vulcan thing.
Mm-hmm.
So feel
That
free.
sounds like a yes.
You can make an insight science roll.
Woo!
I feel like you guys might need momentum or something.
Darn, I only got 1.
Oh, well, good. It was difficulty 0.
Yay!
Hey,
That's
good
17's
news.
not bad though.
He matches.
Huh. This is different. These whole parallel universe shenanigans always end up weird.
Yeah, no kidding.
I guess it's a pleasure to meet you. Have you ever met me before?
Yes.
Oh, good. Just checking. I mean, yeah, you can never be too certain what happens when you go through strange ordeals and such. So, how's the family? You have any cats? And Yorn will just keep talking through like all kinds of random small talk on their way to the brig.
I'm ignoring you.
Okay.
Oh, just like Tani.
So, back to Sanvana and Zip, still in Zip's quarters. What do you guys want to do now?
So is it just the two of us in the quarters?
Yes, everyone else has been escorted
sure.
out of the room.
So
I just
we should check on that, shouldn't we? Because between the two people or things or whatever the little jelly dude is and that we brought back, I'm assuming that's not great.
no. I just throw my hands up in the air and go to the captain, I guess, because he's a captain for a reason. Let's see what he says about all this.
Do you remember who was captain last time? I'm not too super excited.
Oh, I'm just as ready. Don't worry
Hey
about
now,
yeah.
Mirror Universe Tess trying to seduce Sanvana was quite fun.
After killing another version of our captain, sure.
Yeah, you tried to.
You have no proof of that.
She tried to
I
seduce you
stunned her
with a
anyway.
knife.
I don't need proof to stun someone.
I mean, it's a very aggressive seduction strategy.
She just pulled a bloody knife on you. It wasn't your blood. What are you worried about?
I have no words for that.
In the Mirror Universe, that's foreplay.
Well, let's head up to the captain then. Let's
Right.
get this over with.
I
Oh,
indicate
okay.
her. I just put my hand out, let her take the lead, and as we leave my quarters, I just look back and shake my head sadly for a second, and then follow her towards the bridge to the turbo lift.
All right. So a few moments later, you arrive at the captain's ready room. And,
Step up to the door to chime it.
well, as you walk through the bridge, Tess says, hey guys, good seeing you. Everything all right?
I think so. I start scanning everyone on the bridge with my tricorder. Just give me 1 second, Commander.
I sort of instinctively kind of back away from her, looking suspicious.
Lieutenant, did I say something wrong?
Not recently.
Don't worry, Commander. It wasn't really you. What does my tricorder say?
Everyone and everything is matching this quantum universe.
Okay. Good.
You gonna tell me, or are you just gonna let me?
Oh, sorry. I think. Okay. There. Well, I'm going to have Vax. Sorry, it's Vrax. Was it
Vax?
Vax, yeah. Well, I want to say Vrax for some reason. I'm going to have Vax scan the ship, just like the
I'm
other
sorry,
time.
that's a Romulan ship.
No.
The Vrax is a Romulan ship.
That's it.
You're a traitor.
I'm like, what? We're on a Romulan. Oh my god!
I got confused for a second too.
I'm like, we can't be on a Romulan ship. That's like, I mean,
Okay.
then the drugs have kicked in, and we really need to stop.
Yes.
Anyway, I say I'm going to have Vax scan the ship once we're done talking with the captain. Make sure there's no other surprises waiting for us. Because I have a feeling there are.
Who, me? Yeah. Okay.
Q?
No, Q.
Oh,
Q?
that me. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, chiming the door?
Yep, chime door to the ready room, leaving a very confused bridge crew behind us.
Yeah. A few of them are just looking at you.
That's how we roll.
Come in.
All right. Let Savannah go ahead.
Wow, Tess sounds very manly.
No, this is...
No, that was Captain Roan.
Yeah, that's his name. The not dead guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nick's-
the
Nick-
not dead Roan.
Nick
Yeah.
is preoccupied, so I'm also your captain tonight.
Great, nothing can go wrong.
Sorry. I'm going to be as Nick-like as possible.
So walk in, follow in, and the door closes behind us. So the captain are you aware the ship just passed through some kind of temporal anomaly?
No, Chief. Have you been to sickbay?
I wouldn't be the only one who had to go, and I really wish that was all it was.
Oh boy!
Does this have anything to do with that code 45 in your quarters?
Absolutely. For the past, I looked at Silvana, was it 3-4 hours?
Mm-hmm.
We've been in a different universe filled with a different crew. And no, I'm sorry, Yorin was with us. And
Oh, what did he bring back this time?
He
I didn't know Dodomans were psychic.
You're not going to be exactly happy about this, sir, but he
am I ever?
No. He brought back a changeling, which he apparently has promised asylum to.
Yes, sir.
The captain holds his head in his hand and all the paperwork.
The chief's escorting the changeling and my wife to sickbay.
Oh, your wife?
Yes. Not sickbay, the brig. I meant to say the brig.
Yeah.
Brig. Sickbay wouldn't have been a bad call either.
Maybe later.
Trust me, I've been to sickbay, and I don't really need to go back anytime soon. I'm just saying, sir. We've done all the right scans. We're not crazy. It's really, I mean, as you can tell from the intruders, and since we've gotten back, things have changed, and we're not sure how much of it is our fault.
I've scanned the bridge.
What kind of changes?
Well, I've scanned the bridge crew. We all match the quantum signature of each other in the Hadfield, so we're clear. And I'd like permission to have Lieutenant Vax scan the rest of the ship for any anomalies.
Certainly.
And
when we're done here, I'll send Dr. Mikhail to the brig to take care of the prisoners. I mean, the anomalies, whatever's going on down there.
Wait.
I just look at Savannah and go, did he just say what I thought he just said? He just said...
Mikhail.
Yeah.
Yoren's pet old guy.
Well, he is a little on the older side. I wouldn't call him a pet.
That's very rude. He's a sentient human being-ish.
You're not there.
I hear it in the back. I just hear Yoren talking in the back of my mind for some reason.
Isn't it amazing how every once in a while you just hear Yoren's voice in your head?
In my sleep.
No, it's not amazing. Frankly, I hear it more than I want to.
Oh. Okay.
Love you.
That's very disturbing.
Captain, if I may ask a question,
Yes.
where's Security Chief Koss?
I'm sorry, who?
Who was our original doctor, too?
Gilbert Godfrey.
Yep.
I was gonna say, he had to have was he really named Gilbert Godfrey? I knew he had the Gilbert Godfrey voice.
We do have an EMH named Dr. Gill.
That's right.
Nothing's changed there, but
suddenly the camera cuts to Ta'ani and it shows she has both her Vulcan eyes. Dum dum dum. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
You're like,
sorry.
I want to be involved.
Actually, I'm working on a really neat project right now. I'm creating a character creation reference for Star Trek Adventures. So it's I'm fine. I'm listening along fine, but I've got plenty to do. Trust me.
All right. So how long we need to determine how long that Mikhail and the new security chief have been here.
Oh, Solak? Yeah, he's been here since we launched.
Whoa. What?
Sorry, Tolak.
I'm like...
Okay, I was
Sorry, Captain. That's not making it any better for me.
Oh.
Okay, Captain. I just look at Sanvana. I just the timeline's been changed. I thought this was would be a local event. I thought coming back we'd fix everything.
It's impossible to do that. It's like trying to get through the same space hole twice. You tend to rip things on the way back in.
I thought maybe Koss had moved on. We've missed
PG-13,
Koss, but
guys.
it's just like he doesn't exist.
What you said? A Koss Devon.
That's his name. But our Bajoran security officer.
Bajoran.
Bajoran chief of security. Yes.
Let me scan the database for him. See what that comes up with. Gonna make a roll. Gonna make a good roll. You guys can get a momentum.
Sweet.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
I made a roll. Well, that's interesting. I hit a security wall.
Oh wait,
It says admiral level clearance.
I think we ought to do that.
You know who would help with that? A genius level half Vulcan, half Borg hacker.
Yes.
that's right. Someone who could mind meld with the ship.
We are not mind melding with the ship.
So David told me that we would get a free talent swap for the command book. And do you know how hard I considered swapping out the mind meld thing? But it's so useful.
It is. But
it is your go-to move.
everyone's got one. Connie's is my mind to your mind.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is other than sarcasm and need of coffee.
That's
Scotch.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a Pokemon master.
Yoren's move is come with me.
If you want to live.
No, just come with me.
Oh,
It's far more fun. Got to catch them all.
I cannot promise that any of my subjects will live for any longer than they would have otherwise.
Exactly. It's just come with me. Let's have fun.
who was with me in Koss when we ran into Garrick? Was it Yoren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I play poker with him.
Yes.
That's right.
Yoren
That's right. Okay. Thank you. I needed that memory boost. So I'm just trying to figure this out because I almost blurred out. I wonder if it was Garrett, and I just stopped. And even that doesn't make sense because why wouldn't the crew remember him? But it would explain the security. And so my mind starts racing with having to talk to Yoren. I need to talk to Yoren. God help me. I need to talk to Yoren.
The captain kind of gives you a look as you start saying Gare and just shakes it off.
Do I sense the chief's anxiety?
I don't know. Do you?
I think I do.
Chief, do you want to resist her trying to sense this?
3, 2, 1. Nope.
I will try.
Oh.
Okay.
I will try. I will remember my place and just try to tuck it away.
So Sanvana, it is insight. We'll do insight medicine, and Zip, it is going to be control. I'll let you do control security. That makes sense to me.
And someone's still gonna have to roll for me because I don't understand how to use this dice roller.
Security. 14. Okay. All right.
Will, you got to roll for Emily.
Oh, I'm rolling.
Sure.
Okay. 1, 2. A 1 and a 19.
Well, that's 2 successes.
Yeah.
I also have 2 successes.
Okay, so Sanvana, you don't get any. You get the very slightest sense that there's more than he's letting on, but you have no idea what it is.
Okay, so I kind of narrow my eyes at you, and then I go back to the captain trying to deflect away from what you almost said. I think we should do full crew evaluations to try to figure out what changes have occurred since we've come back. It's important that we identify all the changes that have happened.
Lieutenant, I appreciate your zeal here, but if you have found changes, what would you propose to rectify them? It seems to me that this might be the reality that we're in, and we make the best of it.
Of course, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that we rectify anything, except for maybe sending the changeling back. Maybe you aren't with him if he doesn't want to let him go. But I think that it's important that those of us who've been gone at least can get caught up on what things have changed so that we can do our jobs effectively.
No.
Otherwise, it's just going to be a big ol' bunch of confusion every time you run into a different crew member that we don't recognize or that's in a different place than we're used to.
Well, let's see. You've already come across the chief of security, so you said, and Dr. Mikael did not ring a bell with you.
He rings a different bell, sir.
It's a bell that I would prefer not to be rung, but I can deal with it.
So,
As another bell of an aside, no one's checked on 1 yet, or 2nd yet.
I was about to ask Captain. I was about to ask about the Conian mission because that's where we brought Mikael back, right? Captain, the about the doctor.
yes.
The mission to the Iconian sphere.
Yes, Omega Draconis.
Yes, we brought back a couple of things.
Three people, by my recollection.
3 people. Oh, God.
One of them was a Borg.
Yes.
At least that hasn't changed.
Yeah, second of 3, great fellow, been really helpful in astrometrics, all kinds of science stuff. He even helps you out in engineering sometimes, Chief.
Great.
Yes, Zip loves having a Borg helper.
You were so excited about that.
Sounds exactly like I remember, sir.
We took out his assimilation tubules. Basically, we fixed him.
We got him declawed.
Yeah.
He may still jump on your face, but it won't hurt as badly.
I mean, he still has nanoprobes, but they won't turn you into a Borg drone.
Yes, sir. The other two, not Mikael.
No, Mikael.
Astronomer for the planet.
Doctor for the planet.
Who was the third one? Or is this a new time?
The person that was left on the station from the last.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Lieutenant Ashlyn Tyler.
That's right. And then Lieutenant Tyler.
Engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That seems to be where.
Yeah, but that planet was barely out of the Dark Ages. Why? How did he become our doctor?
He learned very quickly.
And that wasn't concerning to anybody?
I think we have a lot to catch up on.
It's a big universe. Come on now. People can be good, quick learners.
Maybe not thousands of years of medical knowledge, but all right.
He's not the chief doctor. He's a doctor.
Okay.
Oh God.
No, Q's not here right now.
But people feel more comfortable with a corporeal being than a hologram.
I can understand that.
And Mikhail has a wonderful bedside manner. He makes you feel like nothing's wrong.
That's not... There are so many psychological problems with that.
And
but I think that, but I don't say that. And I decide it's better to keep my mouth shut because it doesn't seem... I don't need to lecture the captain on psychology this early in the morning. I'll just make sure that I get to know him. And hopefully I can understand his new position better.
I think that would be wise, Lieutenant. Personal query. How's your mother?
What?
No, I ask because I saw one of her art galleries not too long ago, and I saw a report that she'd been in the hospital. I wanted to know.
She's been in the hospital? That really happened?
Several months ago.
I honestly don't know. Maybe we should ask my father? I say that inquisitively, hoping, trying to see if he'll let me know that he's heard of him or not.
He kind of has this scowling look on his face and shakes it off. Would you be willing to contact Admiral Solek? Because I really don't want to.
Trust me, sir. Nobody does. I'll reach out to him presently when I need to check in on my mother and make sure that she's okay. It's complicated, sir. I'll put it in a report for you.
I've read your backstory, Lieutenant. I can understand. Try being Denobulan and having like 3 wives and 2. It's more complicated.
It's not about that, sir. It's just the parallel universe had a bit of a different story when it came to my parents.
Oh.
It's hard to explain. Not worth your trouble. I'll put it all in my report.
I'll look forward to reading that at some point.
Well, you know how good I am at writing books, sir.
He looks at you like he has no idea what you're talking about.
Aw, I didn't make a religion in this universe.
Or if you did, you didn't tell him about it.
All right. So I think that we should go and scan the ship and write our reports up. I think that's kind of where we're at.
Yes.
I'll head down to engineering, sir.
Carry on, Chief.
And I exit the bridge, or I exit the ready room, and make my way to the turbolift and start contemplating a lot of things.
This is going to be a 2 Scotch night, isn't it?
There are things to think about.
Yes.
I head to the turbolift with them, and because I'm heading back to my my quarters to write reports, and I turn to him and say, "After all this is over, you and me are going to have a drink, and we're not going to talk about it."
I hope it's that simple.
Me too, but
The-
somehow I doubt it.
The ensign in the turbolift with you that you didn't notice that says, "It's never that simple."
Oh gosh.
Oh, geez, don't do that.
I'm sorry, sir. It's the advantage of being 2 feet tall.
Okay, no harm done.
But while I have your attention, can we get music in these things? Sorry.
I was waiting for David to do that.
But Chief and Lieutenant, while I have your attention, do you think we could put up a television screen in these so we could get highlights of sporting events, news broadcasts in the elevator? You know, something to focus on, distract ourselves while we're in the turbo lifts.
The door opens.
Think about it, guys. Just think about it.
Yeah, why don't you put that in my inbox and I'll stick it somewhere. And then let the door close.
So Ivana immediately starts laughing. And she can't control herself.
I just can't today. Oh my gosh. Oh,
You have no idea. You're not the one that has to go and call their mother. Slash father.
Well, good luck with that. Hopefully it's everything's okay.
Yeah. I kind of think that we're over it ever being okay.
Later, no.
Well,
All right, so the turbolift hits my floor, because my floor is, I'm assuming, before engineering, and I get off and walk to, and then with a wave and like walk off to my office.
okay. I wait until I get to engineering and vaguely think, yeah, music might be nice as I walk out and look around. Is who's on duty?
Says engineering.
What?
He's always on.
Oh, Vax?
Vax, yeah.
Oh, okay. You cut out. So
Second.
And Second's hanging out because he actually is always in engineering.
He's got a pod and everything. Wait, does he have a pod?
He's got his regeneration alcove mounted
Just
next to.
surreptitiously give the two of them a scan with my tricorder.
Second looks at it, instantly knows what you're on about. Remember, he was with you.
I just give him a little nod. Okay, making And what does the tricorder say?
Everyone matches.
Okay. Lieutenant Vax.
Yes, Chief.
This is going to sound weird, but I need you to run a complete quantum signature scan on the entire ship and crew. Report any anomalies.
Aye, Chief. Any reason? He asks as he's tapping away and starting the scan.
Oh, yes. Apparently, a few of us are not quite from this timeline.
Ah, I see.
It's been an interesting morning.
Now you have to be very specific because different timeline and different parallel universe are very different things.
Sorry. I should say universe, not timeline. Not of this universe.
He gets to work, and you see an estimated time of completion, like 6 hours later.
I spend our momentum. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a thorough scan.
Yeah, I better because All right.
So, Chief, I'm gonna let this run
Oh no.
and go off duty. I'll
Mhm.
I'll be back for this.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take over for now. And I do a quick check on just make sure everything looks okay. Everyone, there's nothing weird going on. Just standard quick survey. Everyone's at their stations working.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And then,
Vax leaves and Fred Ball comes in to take over.
he an ensign or still an
Lieutenant.
ensign? Lieutenant. Oh, Lieutenant.
Chief.
And I just give him a nod and head to my office. And then in my office, I just sit for like a minute. I just sit, do nothing,
Okay.
and think. And then I bring up my screen and start searching for. Just start doing basic research on time travel and anomalies and time travel technologies.
Okay.
He didn't come to look for Yorin after all that?
Oh, well, you're in the brig, and I can't really have the conversation while you're in the public. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. There will be a conversation. Do not.
And you were so excited to be there, and
I didn't want to ruin the fun,
So you get some information on time travel, suspected time travel that's happened. You don't get much on technology that's happened. That anything that has been very classified.
That's fine. I'm not looking for anything specific. I'm just searching for temporal mechanics and things like that. I'm just going to do a search, and now it's what I'm going to do for a while.
Sure. Yeah. So you've got a lot of reading to do.
Yeah.
And we will jump over to the brig now. So.
Where Yorin is sitting in his cell, peeling a small orange fruit and having a taste here and there. No idea how he got it, but he's got it. He's having a snack. So Treg is Treg still there?
Yep.
And still not making small talk with Yorin?
That's correct.
Oh, Yorin's very disappointed. So then he'll try to keep making small talk with the other two who came back with him.
Who would you like to engage with, Martha?
Are we all in the same
Taffy?
cell, or do they have us in separate cells?
Oh, you're all in separate cells, but you're kind of in you're almost in a triangle. Well, here you're next to Martha.
Kind of like three sides of a hexagon.
Yes. Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay. That's kind of like how they did it in like DS9.
Yes, and across from you, you see Commander Lewis, who was the one that the Cardassian and Tess brought back.
Way back on the Nightingale.
Yes.
So
well, she just came back like last night.
Oh yes, but
you don't actually know that this is the first time you know that she's back.
Do I know the results of her being back?
Sorry, you cut out, or I cut out there.
Do I actually know she's back, or am I just seeing the guy there that's like, hey, you look kind of familiar. Do I know you?
You can see that she's back in a cell.
Oh, Tess is in a cell.
No, Commander Lewis. Allison Lewis.
Oh, Commander Lewis was the traitor, and is a she?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, gender gets lost in all of this.
Gotcha. But I have not personally seen Tess at all since we've been back.
You have not seen Tess. The only time you saw Tess was in the Shattered universe.
Gotcha. All right, so Yorin kind of looks across the cells to the one person that didn't come in today, or didn't come in with him today. He's like, you look familiar. Do I know you?
Commander Lewis Starfleet, ID number 632458.
Nope, not ringing a bell. And then he turns back. He turns back to Mrs. Zip. He's like, "So, Zip's married, huh? How long have you two been together?" And asks about pets and kids and where they live and if they have a vacation home and when was the last time they went to Riza and all that kind of good stuff. How does she respond?
Long enough that we have a grown daughter, or apparently do in this universe, not in mine.
Cool. See, I didn't even know Zip was married. He tends to keep quiet about a lot of these things. He's a very personal person.
He's
You
a
know what I'm saying?
curmudgeon.
That's a good word. I'm going to try using that word. Oh, but anyway. So what brings you here? Are you are not happy in the last universe?
Grief?
I mean, technically, since you and he just met like this morning, I believe that means you just got married. So congratulations.
Yay.
Oh, good lord.
This is exactly how I wanted to spend my honeymoon.
Oh, pish posh. This will all get cleared up soon enough. These kind of things happen all the time on this ship.
Really? Who's the last person that got in this brig that got out?
In the brig?
Yeah.
And Yoren kind of looks around and then looks across it at Commander Lewis. This is my first time here too, I think. It is Yoren's first time here, right? I don't think I've done anything to get thrown in the brig since we launched.
That you remember. I don't know. You may have been in a Starfleet brig during the war.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, not during the war, but
Before.
after that incident during my Starfleet training.
I mean, who didn't have an incident during their Starfleet training and get thrown in a brig?
I know, right? But as for the brig, well, okay. Maybe not the brig specifically, but all kinds of cool, weird stuff. It's fascinating, I assure you. How is Taffy reacting 2 cells down?
Taffy's currently a ball of goop.
Cool. Founder.
Hanging out.
A hanging ball of goop?
Yes, suspended from the ceiling.
Well, that's fancy.
Because if you're going to be hanging out, you might as well literally hang out.
Speaking, I wonder if that's a new kind of defense mechanism from what the founders face in their own universe. Oh, this is fascinating. And Yoren will pull out a pad and start typing down various thoughts that he has. Because, of course, Yoren still has his pad on him.
How'd you get a pad?
Oh, don't worry about that. It's nothing. As he takes another bite out of the orange in his hand. In his other hand.
An orange?
Shit, Will.
What?
Florida.
We like fruits and nuts.
You can't just conjure things out of. Actually, you can't you? You can just spend momentum to conjure things out of thin air in this game. I totally forgot about that.
You sure can.
I'm assuming Yoren is just a man of many pockets. Like, he just has pockets of things. And
He's Starfleet. He's a man of 0 pockets.
Yoren, is your force field even up?
Okay.
Yoren walks up to his force field and tries tapping on it.
I feel like I need to roll for this now. Actually, I feel like you need to roll for this now.
Okay.
Does he do maybe we just left it open.
Roll maybe like a D6 and see if there's an event or something.
No. I'm gonna have you make a a daring security roll.
To sleight of hand slip something into the cell with me.
With
By the way, we need to get that pipe fixed. The thing, the tap.
with difficulty 1.
Gotcha. So I actually have to look up what my
It
score
was
on that
linking
is,
so bad today.
because I got an 8 and a 9, and I'm not actually sure
It's
if that
8.
passes.
It's 8. Your daring 7 and your security's 1.
Yep.
No, your cell is not active.
Yorin goes out, gets something from the
I-
replicator, and goes back into a cell.
Exactly. But while Treg wasn't looking, of course, while he was busy putting the other 2 in.
I feel like by now I've left and gone back to the bridge. I mean,
Yeah, I
you're
think you
leaving us
have.
here?
the officer can handle is watching the.
You didn't want to stay and chat?
Yeah,
Well-
the conversation was riveting.
Why does no one like to chat with Yorin?
Hey! Martha goes, "Hey."
listen?
What?
To be fair, Yorin, you're here on your own free will. So
Mhm.
I feel like you don't actually have to be locked in a cell.
Or there's a 50-50 chance that I could probably just undo the restraints from inside the cell anyway.
Not,
Eh.
A few button presses.
not
I'm
my
a scientist. We do things like that. Sure. That's totally how it works.
I think the Vulcan
I
has other
believe the
ideas.
standard procedure is to break off a piece of the bunk and use it as a pry to open a panel and access the plasma conduit.
Ta'ani, you came to visit me.
stupid enough to put a plasma conduit next to the break wall?
Ta'ani regards him steadily, says this was a mistake, turns around and leaves.
Aww. But wait. We have stuff to talk about. Things happen. Parallel universes. Come back.
So the problem for Yorin is that there's absolutely nothing to distinguish that from any other time he has ever spoken to Ta'ani, so she takes no notice.
That's a good
The
point.
Vorta that cried wolf.
Wait, Martha.
I mean, I
says-
never cry
wait a
wolf.
minute.
I just cry a lot of irrelevant things, but not making up things.
Ta'ani, you didn't exist where I came from.
Pardon?
Zip's wife is trying to get your attention, I believe.
I heard that. She's like,
Okay.
That's her way of saying, that's like a very polite, what?
You
Yeah, it
weren't
sounds-
on my Hadfield.
I don't understand.
Well, between this ship and my ship, almost everyone is the same. Captain Roan, Lieutenant Commander Tess, Chief Zip, even Yorin. But you weren't on my ship. I was a counselor. Starfleet records showed that you were assimilated, but never liberated from the collective.
Tani just stands there for a minute. Just stands there and then just straight up walks away.
She ain't got time for any of this.
Actually, no, more like she just mentally shut down and needs to be somewhere else right now.
Yorin looks at Mrs. Zip and is like, "Oh, don't worry, she's always like that."
Yeah. I guess that's what the Borg do. But then No, probably shouldn't tell you about them.
Who? What? Yorin's ears, of course, perk up instantly because he loves hearing about new things.
Uh, it's it's a planet we encountered. They had terraforming technology. And it's where my zip was.
I see. I see.
I don't think your ship has gotten there yet.
I'll check the records when they finally let me out of this cell. As he goes over and replicates another orange to chew on.
Just the Thais.
Thais, you say? And he types the name as best as he can spell it onto his pad for future reference.
TA'ITH.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Ta'ith? Might be Ta'ith.
Thais. Can I access the database from my pad here and look it up? We have Wi-Fi technology in these cells, right?
Apparently you can do everything from your cell because your cell's not actually shut.
Exactly. So I try cross-referencing it with the ship's database. Because what better to do in a cell than use the internet?
I mean, that's what all prisoners do, right?
Exactly. This is the future. We're advanced in our treatment of prisoners.
Sure, that can be a.
It's not stupid. It's advanced.
That can be a. I don't know. What kind of role do you think that is?
Accessing the computer database, Insight Science, something computer.
Sure.
I got 15 and a 17, and if I'm helped by the computer, I got a second success.
Yeah, we'll let the ship assist you.
Cool. And my science officer technique. Oh no, wait! I'm not actually scanning anything. This is just a database.
No, this is database lookup. So you see nothing in the Hadfield's database.
Mm-hmm.
But as you probe a little bit deeper, the database that all the Luna class ships share, because they're networked with each other, as you're all exploring the Beta Quadrant.
How is that a thing?
Well, they send reports to one another.
We have Ansible technology. Good old Ender's Game.
So they're sending reports to each other. They have an uplink to each other. One of the projects all the Luna class ships have been assigned is to drop communication probes as they explore the Beta Quadrant, so that there is a more consistent uplink with Starfleet Command.
Beacons come from.
Yes.
We do it.
Yep. So that is creating an uplink with all the other Luna class ships.
We are peer-to-peer data sharing.
It's slow at times, but
yeah, because the other ones aren't seeding; they're just leeching like assholes.
Damn torrents.
So as you do that, you notice you're starting to see a couple of references, no actual encounters, but that some cultures have referenced this terraforming technology, and you see one report from Titan on the Thais.
Huh. Interesting. Rumors, but nothing concrete yet. I wonder if it hasn't happened yet. Could we be in a parallel timeline? On top of it? Oh, wait.
Dum.
And he'll Yorin will actually step out of the cell in front of what's Mrs. Zip's actual name?
Martha.
In front of Martha's, and turn around his pad to show her some of the reports on it. Does this sound about right to you?
She looks it over carefully before going, "Hey, wait a minute! Why are you outside?"
I'm not outside anywhere. I'm here in the brig with you. Obviously, look, I'm right here. You're right there.
But you're not in a cell. And I'm right here. You're right there. Come on, let's not start this.
I mean, he looks around and then he'll look at the security officer on duty for help.
The security officer just shrugs.
Yorn
That's
turns
a
around. Yorn turns around and also shrugs. I mean, technically, this is the brig, and I'm in it, right?
Martha just finally
this-
goes, "Yeah, that looks
this-
like their work."
Is this not how it always is?
I, I'm pretty sure when you're in the brig, you're in a cell with a force field up, and you can't walk out anytime you please.
Oh, that just seems rude and uncivilized. Why would someone subject themselves to this?
Because you're a prisoner, because you didn't do this voluntarily.
Yorn has to ponder this for a while, so he goes back to his cell and assumes a thinking pose on his bench.
Hey, are you gonna tell the captain about these guys? Because you should probably tell your captain about these guys. They're not friendly.
And we're talking about that's her talking about the Taith,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I was in fact. Yorn, of course, will do so. He was actually waiting to see if, well, he's expecting the captain to come down and talk to the prisoners at some point.
Okay.
Or
Well,
somebody in authority.
at this point, Tess is going to walk in.
Okay.
Because Tess is the one with interrogation. Is she?
Excellent.
No, never mind. That was Koss.
Oh.
Oh, no. Tess does have interrogation. Never mind. We're good.
I'm like, interrogation, mind meld, is the same thing, right?
Please don't tell Tani that.
No.
Interrogation is a focus. Mind meld is a talent.
So you could do
I could
both.
probably do both. Yeah, I was just thinking that.
All right, Yorn. This is now Tess. All right,
Commander!
Yorn. Yorn. Good to see you.
Good
So,
to see you too, Commander.
you've been down here asking questions. Good job. Good job. Way to get information. What have you learned?
That's a good question. I've learned that our new security officer, Treg, does not like cats. At least I'm assuming he doesn't, because he wouldn't answer my questions about them.
Wait, Treg? We got a new security officer?
Oh,
why wasn't I made aware of this?
We've had some kind of a parallel universe thing. I'm sure the captain will brief us all on it tomorrow or today.
Okay.
Yep. So we also brought back Mrs. Zip over here. She seems very nice, and my new friend Taffy. As you can see, he has a liquidity problem. Not really a problem, but
you brought back a shapeshifter.
Yes, he seems very nice as well. And since it's a parallel universe shapeshifter, it did not seem like a breach of what's the word you security types always use? A breach of
ethics?
Oh no. He asked for asylum. That's always good, isn't it? I'm pretty sure I read that in one of the books.
Did you encourage him to ask for asylum?
Why would I ever do such a thing? Absolutely, of course not. Probably. Should I bluff this?
Sounds like you encouraged him. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a contested roll for this. That's gonna be a insight security versus I don't know, your
presence something. Presence security, maybe.
Out security. That works for me.
All right, and I will offer you a threat for this, because every time I do some kind of deception roll, I get to re-roll things. I got 3 successes.
Wow.
I originally had 2, but that re-roll helped.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you can't compete with 4 successes, though.
But my little halo over my head. And the big, giant, toothy grin. Eh?
Uh-huh.
Eh?
So Tess walks over to the control panel on your cell and hits a button that activates the force field.
Oh, hey. That's different. Well, we want to walk in and tap on the force field. So this is what it's supposed to be like.
Yes, this is what it's like to actually be in the brig. I thought you might appreciate the full experience of what your compatriots are going through.
Oh, you're very kind. It's always good to have a kind of defining link between each other. You know, at least that's what I get from my psychological studies. Jorn still has his pad, so he'll put it up against thing. Here, you might want this. I was looking this up from information I got from Mrs. Zip. As he holds the pad on the other on the side of the force field.
She presses a button and a small hole opens up in the. Just pass that through. I'm going to need that.
Doop. So now all poor Jorn has is half an orange. Then he goes back to chewing on in his cell.
Don't worry, Jorn. This may get you out. Just wow.
He gives it. He says with a full mouth and a thumbs up.
Captain Roan, we're gonna need to talk. We may have something akin to Genesis on the horizon.
And she says this in full listening view of Jorn and the others in the cells.
Oh no! Nobody else knows what that means.
But I hear a strange keyword, and it's something that I might have to look up later.
Yes, but everyone else has no idea what it means. It's been highly classified.
Cool.
Yeah. And then she kills the comm.
Well, that's just rude. She could have just closed it. Or
she takes her communicator off, throws it on the ground, grabs the Type 3 phaser rifle off of the wall, and shoots it.
This message will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
I already pulled that once. No need to do it again.
Oh, right. I remember that one. That was fun.
That was fun. All right. All right, Jorn. What can you tell me about her?
And I look around. Commander Lewis?
No, her.
Oh, Mrs. Zip. Not much. She seems very nice. Very helpful. But only just met her this morning.
Is she a threat?
Define threat. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put her at about a 2.5. Oh, wait, she is married to Zip, and Zip's kind of aggressive sometimes. Let's make it a 3.
Does she pose a danger to this ship?
Jorn turns over and looks her up and down. I don't think so.
Okay.
Should I do my own roll to actually evaluate her at this point?
Oh, sure.
What kind of roll is that again?
That is a
insight
security. The more successes you get, the more you get to know.
Ooh, I like knowing things, but I only got 1 success.
Oh. On the surface, she does not seem very, very threatening. What you weren't around for much of their conversation. What you can see is that She seems like she was here to be with Zip, and that was it.
Whatever I could sense from her from the small talk we had while we were waiting for Tess to arrive.
Right. Her whole thing about this is how I wanted to spend my honeymoon was kind of the big key. She doesn't seem to have any duplicitous intentions.
I'll still give her a 3. Humans are a wild card, you know.
That we are, Yorin. And what about your changeling friend? Scale of 1 to 10 there?
Now, was the question, is he a threat or can he be a threat?
I'll take an answer to both of those.
Can he be? Oh, 10, absolutely. Shapeshifters, founders, they are so strong. You know how strong they are? They are so cool.
I have seen video and holodeck performances, yes.
As for this one in particular, I believe I got a sense for him last session, but I forgot what it was. Should I do it again?
I believe what it was is that he really did not want to be a part of the fighting that existed. Now, granted, that was a changeling civil war.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, would he be okay fighting in a war that wasn't a civil war? Maybe. These are questions you might need to ask him at some point, or that probably need to be asked of him at some point.
Gotcha.
But
for now, being a stranger in a strange land, as it were, I'd probably only give him a 4. Since what kind of motivation could one have to be a threat to something that he knows nothing about so far?
Many wars have been fought against an entity that where very little was known about them.
That is true. But in this case, the unknown entity is us, and we know better. Yes? Yorin shoots her the big toothy grin again.
We like to think we know better. But
then he kind of looks to this, takes a quick glance to the side at Commander Lewis and is like, oh, right.
See? I mean, that's all the proof you need that we've had spies in our midst. I mean, this ship alone has narrowly averted 2 wars.
Has it already been 2? Man, you lose count sometimes, don't you?
Well, you only recognize 1. You recognize the Nightingale incident with the Romulans. You kind of wonder where the second one was.
Which is completely indistinguishable from Yorin's usual absent-mindedness.
Yes. Like, wait, 2?
As was literally just demonstrated in the past 30 seconds.
Yes. And she just says, yeah, don't you remember the conflict with the Gorn?
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
I knew that.
Yorin goes to pull out his pad and look it up, and then he realizes that Tess is still holding his.
Do you want a data pad, Yorin?
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, please, and thank you.
Just here. And she taps the cell, and the force field comes down. Just, you've had your fun. We need you out of here.
Understood, Commander.
Taffy, Martha, I'm sorry. We need to keep you. Well, we don't have to keep you here, but we need to keep you under secure conditions. So, Martha, you can go to guest quarters, but we're going to need to have an officer with you. Taffy, where would you be comfortable? Would you prefer to be here, or would you prefer to be in a guest quarter?
I hear they can replicate very nice buckets for you.
Will, you can play as Taffy.
Taffy? Gotcha. So Taffy kind of drifts down from the ceiling and forms into his humanoid shape again. With all due respect, it would behoove me, I believe, to learn more about the ship I am on and the others of my kind in this universe. Is this a possibility?
Tess pauses for a moment and says, well, yes, you should know that the changelings in our universe were not the friendliest of people, and that has been the reason for our trepidation.
Unfortunately, I also understand that far too well for my own universe.
We fought a war against them practically for our survival. And that is why you have been treated with hostility thus far. Although I hope we have treated you well, kindly, respectfully.
Yorn seems to have treated me well enough. He seems a fine if flighty character.
Yorn does have a propensity for acquiring new and unique entities.
I mean, look around you. Everyone's so fascinating, aren't they? And Yorn probably gets a glare, and then he just kind of hands over the mouth.
Yes. All right. Well, then, Sir Taffy, we will escort you to guest quarters and get you set up. And on your word that you will stay in the guest quarters and not try to, pardon the euphemism here, but ooze through the ducts to escape, or the allegory or the visual here. Just please do not leave the quarters by any means without permission.
Of course. I understand your conditions and I accept them.
This is all while the captain is considering your request for asylum. Your best behavior is appreciated and goes a long way towards maintaining that.
You have my many thanks, and I hope we will continue to get along in the future.
All right. So Tess will escort Martha, and we'll grab another security officer to escort Taffy, as well as Yoren. Actually, you know what? Yoren can escort Taffy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just do it that way.
Yep.
And
probably a security and an officer will meet us there.
Yes. Sanvana, I believe you had a call to make.
Something I'm sure she's been looking forward to.
So excited to call my mom.
Yes.
Oh God. So I get back to my quarters and I sit down at my desk and stare into the ether thinking, I don't want to do this. 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 I immediately get up and replicate a Raptigino and a slice of chocolate cake. And I bring them over and sit down and take a few sips of my Raptigino. And finally, computer, can you contact my mother for me, please?
Are you sure?
Are you questioning me?
Processing.
This computer's got a mouth on it.
No, the computer's been programmed to ask her if she's sure whenever she wants to contact one of her parents.
Nice.
It's like a drunk dial safety.
Yes, I'm sure, computer.
Nice.
Thank you.
Don't let Sanvana call her parents unless she's sure. All
I
right.
would have sworn you were going to say sober there for a second.
Ooh, I like that. No, it's more fun if she calls her parents when she's drunk.
I'm sure, computer. Thanks for trying to protect me.
All right. You see your mother pop up in her art, very messy art clothes. Honey, it's early, late. I don't know. What time is it?
Mom, it's early for me. I'm sorry if I disturbed you. I just needed to call to kind of clear up a few things, if that's okay.
Of course. That's it's always good to hear from my daughter.
What are you wearing?
My painting outfit?
You don't paint.
I started dabbling.
You plan parties, and usually when I call you, you're nude. What are you making?
One of my clients wanted homemade artwork, and apparently they saw something I was doodling, and they asked for me to paint something. And you know me, can't ever disappoint a client.
Yeah, sometimes to a fault. Mom, this is gonna seem kind of strange, but I just need you to not ask a lot of questions, if that's okay.
Oh, okay. I'll save them for the end.
Sure. So you were hurt a few weeks ago, is that right?
Yeah, chandelier fell. I pushed an ambassador out of the way, and chandelier caught my foot.
Are you doing better from that? That's a pretty serious injury.
Yeah, I still kind of limp around a little bit, but I'm fine.
Who's been taking care of you?
Your brother?
My who?
Your brother?
Can you remind me again what his name is?
Of course you want a name.
I start to take a big bite of chocolate
David,
cake.
In her defense, that would be literally the first thing anyone would ask in that situation.
Yeah.
I'm not asking a ridiculous
Right after
question. I'm asking a very
I have a
reasonable,
brother, which was asked.
At least I didn't ask you for his measurements or something. That would be just weird. What are we talking? 32, 37, 40? What are we doing?
And you make fun of us for making up new characters to bring into this story.
So Ivana takes a really big bite of that chocolate cake and starts eating it.
Dagos?
Dagos! Yeah. I start off screen
Goes.
to say Dagos.
Have-
come and we want. Okay.
have you had a concussion? Have you suffered from memory loss?
It's just early, Mom. You know how I am before my coffee. And
You're-
raise up my Rattuccino and show her that I'm drinking it. I'm happy that he's taking care of you. Is he there? I'd love to talk to him.
No, he left 2 weeks ago when I was back on my feet.
Oh, how's Dad?
Well, you should know you have more contact with him than I do.
It's been a while. You know how busy he gets with what he does with the admiraling and everything. You know, I just has he checked in anytime soon with you?
Yeah, he was at the party when I broke my foot.
Oh, and he didn't take care of you. That's not very nice.
He got me to the hospital.
Well, way to go, Dad, to do the bare minimum.
No, the bare minimum would have been to call the Starfleet Medical and just be done there. Actually, the bare minimum would have been to do nothing. But
Bob, I don't think you need to protect him in this case. At least something.
I'm not. I'm just telling you what he actually did.
Great. Well, at least something.
He did stay and make sure that I was alive.
Way to go, Dad. At least, you know, he's really stepping up in this universe.
He told me he contacted you, told you that I was in the hospital.
Yeah, he kind of didn't do that. And if he did, he didn't make it clear that you hurt yourself. I mean, I would have come home. I wouldn't have let Dan and Drago D help.
Dagos?
Damn it, Malfoy.
Yeah. Sorry, coffee. I take a sip of coffee. Just to help you out without me. I want to help.
Well, you know, you've got a Starfleet career. He's just a musician.
Wait, you let him be a musician?
Well, yeah.
You always used to tell me that was a waste of time and that if I wanted to sing, I needed to do it in the shower.
Well, you know what they say. Parent the first child, let the second child do whatever they want.
Great.
Plus, you had half Vulcan blood in you. You had potential.
Great. My parents are a disappointment in this universe too.
This is what makes him happy.
What about what made me happy? You knew that all I ever wanted to do was perform, and you didn't let me. You said it was a waste of time, and you made me hit the books really hard. And then when I hit the books, all you wanted me to do was to go and entertain your friends. You were giving me very confusing messages as a kid.
But look at you now. You're in Starfleet.
I'm also a psychologist. That should say a lot about what happened. People don't become psychologists because their childhood was great. They do that because their childhood wasn't great and they need to figure out why.
Well, I mean, look at your father and me. You were never going to have a normal childhood.
Sure. All right, so
I do need you to know something though, Sanvana.
Sure. What?
I'm proud of you.
Are you high?
No.
What kind of paints are you using? You know you shouldn't use you shouldn't use those paints from I can't think of a planet right now.
From Rigel? No, I
From
stopped
Rigel,
using.
they've been known to cause hallucinations, and I know I've told you that when you did that paint party that one time.
I only use those on the weekends.
That's more than you should. They're
And
definitely
on months that have a Y in them.
well. Way to cut down. I'm very proud of you. Mom, would you mind I don't have any pictures here. Could you send me some pictures of me and my brother and you and Dad? I just, it's good for patients to come in here and see me as a
well-adjusted baby.
A well-adjusted baby.
Are you trying to lie to your patients now, honey?
I'm not trying to lie to my patients. I'm trying to make them feel comforted. There is a difference.
By lying to them.
One of them has it helps with diagnostics. You know this. I've told you this a bunch of times. And I mean, it's not like you've ever taken any interest in my work. You told me that once that it was, if I really wanted to shrink heads, I really should have honed in on my betazoid side, and I could be a much more effective doctor.
I also told you should have gone into engineering, and then you could actually develop better transporter technology and make people smaller.
Yes, I remember that very well. It was a very good conversation.
There is a huge market in weight loss.
Mom, we're not talking about the weight loss transporter now. We have this discussion every holiday when I'm eating in front of you. Could we not?
Well, have you seen how much you eat?
I very ostentatiously take a really big bite of cake and put it in my mouth, letting some of it get on my face and chew it.
See, that is why you can never get a man. When are you going to bring a man home to family dinner?
When I can buy one, okay? I'm not discussing this with you right now, Mom.
Buy one?
And don't you even get any ideas. I can see you. I know you know some slave traders. I am not letting you set me up with one of your friends. The last time he had 3 heads, and frankly, it was confusing.
How do you feel about the color green?
On a person or on a cloak?
I'm waiting for transparent skull.
I'm just asking you how you feel about the color green.
I have very, very neutral feelings about it.
What about blue?
Mom, I know where this is going, and we're not having this discussion right now. I take another really big bite of cake, and then I swing it back to Gino.
Just clean that up before you go back on duty, darling.
I might not. Frankly, there's nobody here that looks at me that way anyway, Mom, because as you know, I'm so fat. Mom, I don't want to fight with you right now. This is it proves that there's, nothing ever really changes.
Well, I suppose not. But that captain of yours,
Mom.
Bring him back for me next time.
No, I am not bringing you back. Any of my crewmates, Captain, no. Absolutely not. Not in a million years. What? Not if you were the last 2 people on Earth that could know.
We had fun at my last party.
Nobody was having fun there. I was not having fun there.
You weren't there.
I'm pretty sure the captain was not having fun there. The captain's just very nice and won't say anything when you're doing. You know you were not supposed to take him to a nude party. You told me it was a proper ambassador's dinner, and instead you took him to Ryza.
Okay, fine.
Mom, as much fun as this conversation has been, I don't have enough time to do the extra therapy that it would require to continue this. But if you could just send me the pictures, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Okay. Hey.
Yes.
6 months from now, let me put on a party for you, your crew, whoever you want. I'll get it organized.
Mom, absolutely not. I will no. 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 Mom, I can see it in your face. No.
So you'll think about it, and I'll talk with your father. Got it.
Mom, no, don't just.
Goodbye, darling.
Mom!
In transmission.
I hate you. I finished the rest of the cake. She wonders why I eat my feelings. And then I get the transmission with the pictures in it while I'm eating the cake. It has pictures of me with my brother and with my dad. And I decide that I need to look up information on my family. So if the computer could help me out here.
Yep.
I need some computer. Can we look up information on myself as well as my brother Draco? Is it Draco or Danon? Or I know Danon's a
Dagos.
Dagos. Okay. Sorry, I keep thinking he's a yogurt. I don't know why. Danon.
No, the shapeshifter's mine. You don't get to have one of those.
Leave my yogurt alone.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so should we do a roll to see how much information I get?
I just did.
Hmm.
So what would you like to know?
I would like to know, I would like to know if my parents are still together and if my brother is my full brother or half brother.
So says Dagos Icar Betazoid, not Betazoid Vulcan.
Well, he's full Betazoid, so can't be that. Computer, yeah.
Occupation musician.
Computer, do we have any information on his father, or was he one of those orgy babies that my mom likes to talk about?
No biological information available.
Okay. Computer, when was the last communication from my father?
To you?
Yeah.
5 months ago.
How often are these communicated? How often do we communicate?
Approximately every 3 to 4 months.
Computer, are there any messages from my father that I haven't listened to?
There is one message.
Computer, play back that message.
Lieutenant Icar, I am sending you this message to let you know that it will be several months before I am able to contact you again. I am being dispatched on a mission of great importance and will be unable to have any communication with those outside of my team. I hope when I return that we will be able to interact in person and catch up, as you say. Live long and prosper, my daughter.
Computer, when was that message sent?
Message was sent 2 months, 1 week, and 3 days ago.
Computer, what was the nature of his mission?
Nature of mission is classified.
Computer, am I able to get the name of the mission, even if the mission itself is classified?
No information on mission is available at your clearance level.
Whose clearance level would give me access to this information?
Clearance level alpha required.
Computer, is there any way to contact my father?
No known way exists at the moment.
Great. Okay, so he's off on a mission. And he is an unknown mission. I think I need a bright idea. I don't know, because I can't.
The very fact that an admiral is on a mission is
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's
odd.
why I'm like that's weird. But I don't know how to get any more information on it. Until Alpha. I guess I could talk to the captain about it, see if he can send it up the right channels to get me the information. Or I know a Borg that might be able to help me.
You ponder that. We're going to throw this over to Tolek.
Mhm.
Now, Tolek, you have interacted with some unique characters. You have some security
or
concerns.
not interacted with some unique characters.
As the case may be. Yorin says phooey on you. Let's see. You're back on the bridge. Correct?
If he's alive. He might have had to take a short break. He's on mute.
He is. Trag, art thou alive?
Come back.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll wait until Treg returns, and
I'm back. Sorry.
there he is. Okay. So you're back on the bridge.
Sweet.
Let's see. Tess. Yes, Tess. Tess can come back to the bridge. And she will say, so Solek. No, Tolek. I'm going to keep messing those up because we have an Admiral Solek. Tolek. Fascinating characters we have there, yes?
Very.
They this poses quite a quandary for the captain and the chief. They Yeah. Now, Lieutenant Commander, I don't quite recall. Are you married?
No.
No. It's tough to try to give the captain advice on how he should proceed in regards to the chief's wife. From those of us who are not married, it is quite the unusual ordeal.
And travel in different dimensions and stuff. It's all very strange.
Yes. Have you ever been through any kind of time travel, multi-dimension, parallel universe ordeal?
No.
No.
Yeah, anyways.
At least not that you're aware of.
Yeah, that's true. Not that I'm aware of.
Yes, that is always the trick here. Is sometimes you go, you operate, and for all we know, we're all in a parallel dimension, and we'd have no idea what life was, what life could have been, and we
Suppose it's
just
all relative.
yes, relative. It is all weird. Um. Yeah. Let's see what else is.
Hopefully the captain
going-
can get our visitors sorted out.
Yes.
They're not intruders anymore. But
Yes, they are not intruders anymore. They are now considered visitors. Uh, Chief Zip, do you have anything you'd like to be doing before that scan finishes?
The chief is obviously taking a nice long drink because he needs it.
Yes. John?
Or some cake. Cake was nice.
Cake? Cupcakes?
Darn it, Sanvana. Now I want cake. Do we have Ta'ani
Yes, Taani, what are you up to? at
behind
this
door number
point?
3? Where are you gonna
Sorry, Mike was muted. What's up?
What's Taani up to at this point?
I'm not actually. Hang on. Give me one sec, guys. Sorry.
go? Sanvana said she's back and she wants to offer
Yeah,
me cake.
sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. I mean, well, see, the issue I'm having is Tani actually hasn't been present for any of this, so I'm not sure how to jump it.
Yes.
You saw me in the brig. We had a nice time.
Oh, actually, here's a way to do it. Who's the duty officer right now?
I think Tess. Well, the captain's in his ready room, and
That's good enough.
Tess
So-
is on the bridge.
Oh, Tess is on the bridge. That'll work too.
Along
right,
with
so-
Trey.
Tani goes to the bridge,
Okay.
and she sees Tess there. And Tess is a lieutenant commander, right?
Lieutenant commander, very close to commander.
Okay, so she's that's right. She's technically senior Tani. So Tani turns to him and goes, "Commander, I hesitate to ask, but why is Yorin in the brig?"
Talk to Tolek. Essentially, Yorin wanted to.
We volunteered.
Tani closes her eyes for a moment, opens them, and says, "And why did he want to?"
Not sure, but I just left his force field off.
Oh, shoot, hang on. Wait, what? Can you guys not hear me?
I can.
Treg's mic is just a little iffy.
Okay. But did anybody reply to what I just said?
I believe the answer was that he just let him down there and let him do what he wanted.
No, but like I asked, why did he want to? Was there not a reply to that?
Essentially, he wanted a new experience.
And also to make the others not feel so bad about being taken to the brig without me.
Those Vorta are strange.
Yeah, please include some method of that. Like some version of that, because that's going to get Tani informed. Whatever. Let's assume that Tess says that, and Tani says, "What others?"
So there apparently there was some kind of a parallel universe.
Tani
collision.
immediately closes her eyes and puts her hand to her forehead.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing all morning. The only ones that actually remember it are Chief Zip, Lieutenant Sanvana, and Yorin. And now
They would be the ones who would
They-
remember it.
Of course they would. And Yorin brought back a changeling from another dimension where there was a changeling civil war, and Zip's wife is back from a different dimension.
What?
Yeah, that's what we thought too, and more so what he thought.
It's all very strange.
I
Timey-wimey.
where they are in the brig at the moment, you say?
They've been escorted to guest this point. Martha Zimmerman doesn't pose a risk to ship security.
Okay, all right. One more time. Which are the ones?
The ones out of place.
Yes.
Yes, Martha Zimmerman and the changeling going by the name of Taffy.
Right. And from our own ship, those who remember it?
Yorin, Chief Zip, and Lieutenant Sanvana.
All right. I thank you. I will direct my inquiries there. She then goes to, let's say, Sanvana's quarters.
I'm still sitting at my desk with cake on my face. Drinking a Ractagino while staring at pictures of what my family now looks like. And I hear the chirp or whatever you call it.
Door chime.
Door chime. There you go. Chirp. We gave it a go.
Maybe it is a chirp now.
Let's not change that. I have enough going on. All right, come on. Come in.
No looking.
Okay. Sorry, that was to Ida. Lieutenant, I had what is on your face?
Oh, shoot. Sanfana furiously wipes her face and only succeeds to kind of make it look like she has a slight beard of chocolate. Is it off?
What is going on this ship?
Do you want the short version or the long version?
I would prefer to be briefed comprehensively if it is any sort of parallel universe scenario.
Well, have a seat. It's a kind of a long story. At least my side of it. At least I can tell you what I know is going on. Apparently, I woke up this morning and I was the chief engineer, Yorin, was the Borg there?
Yes, we knew second was there too.
Second
Okay.
of three.
Second of three.
Yes.
Is that everybody?
Everyone we knew of from our own.
Okay. Those people were in an alternate universe. It was a universe where, well, I don't think you really need to know any of my personal details, but things were different at home for me. When we came back, things had changed. You know that stray that Yorin picked up on the planet?
Yes.
he wasn't a doctor last time. And the security.
Sorry, David. What's the doctor's name?
Mikhail.
Dr. Mikhail had not been tending to the crew. I'm assuming I'm not aware of these changes, right?
You're not. You act as if this is how everything's always been.
Uh-huh. He was kind of a crazy scientist that Yorn picked up as kind of like you would pick up a pet at a pet store. So that's new, and the security officer, that's different for us as well. What's his name again? Hey, David, what's the security officer's name? It's not so. It's
Tolak.
Tolak. So Tolak wasn't our security officer, and those are the main changes that we've noticed so far. However, Zip's wife was brought back with him. I'm pretty sure that wasn't Zip's idea. He doesn't seem to be very happy about it. She seems to have tagged along. And Yorn brought along a changeling because he's Yorn, and of course he did that. And not to mention that, there's all of a sudden I have a brother that I wasn't aware that I had. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other little changes that we haven't even caught on to yet. But basically, lots of things have been broken, and we are just trying to figure out what has changed for us so that we can get going with everything. Does that make sense?
And you are sure that your quantum signature matches that of this universe?
Well, no one's told me otherwise. I know that the chief was going to have us scan the ship, but I haven't scanned myself now that I think about it. It's been a bit of a morning. I had to talk to my mom, and that was a little, mothers. But I guess we could scan me now. That would be a good idea. I start looking around for a tricorder.
Tani just pulls one out. She'll run a scan. She's better than you at this.
Thanks, Tani.
Everything in her bearing says that to you. Just let me handle it. And on that note, let me handle it.
Considering that I'm sitting there slightly dazed with a face full of chocolate, you're probably the person that should take, the wheel in this situation. It's been a weird day.
There is no point. There is no situation in which Tani does not think she should take the wheel over.
Exactly. And in this situation, she's like, "Oh, I better take the wheel because this person's having."
Okay, let's see. David, what's the challenge here?
It's insight science.
Oh, good. Is this a spend momentum to get more information scenario?
So the way I've been doing this, it's for people that have already done this scan, it's difficulty 0. If you haven't, it's difficulty 1.
Oh, so there's no way I could make this a reason science, is there? Because it's not. Well, it's not insightful though. It's about logic.
Mm-hmm.
Insight lists are they lying to me?
Reason science.
Definitely not lying to you. I'm not that creative. We learned that when I made a religion. It was a dream.
Did you though, or has that been changed?
She's
I'm not looking
lying
into
to you.
that.
You should mind meld with her to find out the truth.
No. We are not. I may have chocolate on my face, but I'm with it enough to not allow such nonsense.
I don't know. I guess you can talk me into reason.
Okay, great. Roll and reason. Here we go. 2 dice, I assume, right?
Unless you're going to spin momentum.
No, I'm not. So I got a 5 and an 18. So it actually didn't matter which stat it was.
There you go.
So that's 1 success.
Yeah. So she matches her quantum signature matches your quantum signature matches the ship's quantum signature.
Yeah, that's all I care about. I close the tricord and say, I can reassure you that you are indeed in the correct universe. However, and there is perhaps only because Senvana is part Vulcan herself and is familiar with their psychology and physiology, perhaps anybody else would have mentioned a near imperceptible twitch of the eye. Ta'ani says, has anybody contacted temporal investigations about this matter?
No. It's on my list of things to do. If I'm being honest, I'm not excited about having those guys on the ship. You know how pushy they are. I was hoping that we could come to some conclusions before we called them.
I would prefer that as well. It is always better when one makes a clean report to them.
Yeah, an investigation report would be too messy, and frankly, we already have enough strange beings on this ship that we need to account for before we bring them in. I doubt that they're going to be very excited about there being a changeling, and I prefer to have a much better explanation than Yorn wanted to bring him.
Indeed.
Come now, he requested asylum is a perfectly valid reason.
I'm sure it is, but it's not. We already told him he couldn't offer that. It's not and we said no like several times.
Did you?
Yeah, no, we said no. I know that I said no several times. There's a recording of me saying no at least 3 times. So that's all I know on my side. I have more investigating to you. I'll be sure to forward you my full report when it's done. I would recommend that you talk to the chief engineer. I wasn't with him for the entirety of the time, and he did have different things that happened. You also might have more insight as to the anomaly that we encountered, and which could help us with our investigation.
Give me 1 second.
To be fair, Sanvana, you were with
that whole area. Never mind.
You were with Mirror Captain Tess when she pulled up the navigational logs to see.
Oh, I forgot I was there for that. The only thing I was having. I should roll to see if I remember that. That was quite a traumatic. There was a knife with blood on it. So, can I roll to see if I remember that detail?
What?
Sure, that'll be a control.
I kind of wanted it.
Okay, then.
A control command? No, control because it's navigational logs.
Sorry, I'm back. What did I miss?
I'm having she saw some navigational logs while she was on the other Hadfield, so I'm having her do a roll to see how much she remembers of them, or if
that
she
seems
remembers
fair.
And then if she does, she can relate them to you.
There was a knife in the room at the time, so my ability to remember it might be impaired.
Yes. So it's control con, which for you is an 11, and I'm going to make it difficulty 3 because of the knife.
Spend all the momentum.
Yeah, you do have.
Yeah.
So you have 2 momentum.
Spend it on that, yeah.
So you can spend 1 for a 3rd die. If you want to spend another and give me a threat, you can get a 4th die.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you are rolling 4 dice, or I'm rolling 4 dice for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Do you have any way to... You've got 1 success.
Okay.
So you do not recall anything. All the knife has scattered your brain.
Okay. Well, since I don't know anything else, I definitely recommend you talk to the chief engineer. He may have some more insights about the anomaly. I have a lot of research that I need to do to figure out what has changed so that I can help reintegrate us back into the crew as seamlessly as possible.
I see. I shall do so. Thank you for your help.
No problem.
And she leaves. Are we gonna stick with me, or are we gonna go to somebody else?
Well, where are you heading?
Zip, obviously.
Okay, so Zip, do you want to do anything before she shows up?
Hey, did we lose John? I don't see him in the chat.
Oh,
Came back and then he just disappeared again just now.
yeah, he might be having internet
All right.
problems.
Well, why don't you guys move on without me, and we'll just do that when he gets back.
Okay. Where was I going? Who had something to do before all of this? I don't know who had anything to do.
I don't know either, because if my brains are scrambled, I don't think I could do anything, as I'm still just doing research on what all has changed.
Yorin?
I think I was basically done, except for, I don't know, if you wanted something to escort with the changeling, but
I mean, unless you wanted to try to talk with the changeling or anything.
oh, he just goes through the usual small talk to start with. But
I mean, we could do
until the debriefing, Jorn will not go too much more against his commander's will.
Mhm.
Which
I
I
don't know if
suppose-
there's any way that we could do a roll or something where because obviously a lot of different things have changed. I just don't know if there's any way other than keeping track of it of finding out what things are different from the previous universe without talking.
It's just gonna be a come as you go.
Okay.
Find it out as it comes
Yeah,
up.
that's what I figured.
Jorn escorts
here.
the changeling to his chambers, assures him everything will be all right, and then goes to look for information on the Gorn.
Okay, I like that. Who wants to okay, so I'm gonna be the changeling. Who wants to debrief the changeling?
Who's doing the debriefing? In character or out of character?
You can be the captain, you could be Tess, you can be actually Tolak would be a perfect person to debrief the changeling.
Gotcha.
Treg,
Tolak is Treg, right?
Yeah. So Treg, if you actually want to have something to do tonight that's like super important, this is your moment.
Yeah, because they don't know anything about
This is your moment. Live it.
Okay.
This is a basic security sweep of there's a suspicious per individual. What can you get out of them?
Basically, you're conducting questioning. So think of it like a police show where they've called an individual in for questioning. The individual's there basically on their own free will.
Also, your Federation, so you can't be a bad cop.
you can't really be a bad cop. If you want to conduct the questioning with someone else, that's perfectly fine. Like if you want to have two people playing off, to have someone else to play off, that's perfectly fine too. Essentially, feel free to set this up how you want, how it would make you feel comfortable.
I mean, Tani would make a great bad cop, not bad cop.
Wouldn't be bad having the counselor there.
Sure. Plus, I could send. I don't know how well I can sense to see if the blob is lying, but I can give it a go.
you can always try.
I can always try.
So here's what you
was picked up or whatever.
Yeah, so what you would know is that the changeling is here on the request of asylum because in its universe there is a changeling civil war going on.
Oh.
Basically, the Talshiar Obsidian Order coalition succeeded with the help of changelings to attack the changeling homeworld, and that started a pro-solid changeling faction versus an anti-solid changeling faction.
Gotcha.
And that's the changes from DS9 if you've seen that part of DS9.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, that started an alternate history, and that's the universe this changeling comes from.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we've got Tolek and Sanvana in, we'll say, guest quarters
Yeah.
with Taffy.
Okay. I still haven't realized that I have chocolate on my face, by the way. It's been kind of a weird day, so I've kind of forgotten about it.
There's a Vulcan that met up with you before you got there. I'm sure.
You have a smudge on your face.
Oh, shoot. I immediately go over and replicate a towel and in the mirror wipe my face furiously while blushing slightly. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's been a weird day.
It has been.
I'll let you lead, and if there's anything you need from me, if there's anything that I sense, I'll let you know.
Sounds good. So, yeah, I'll go in, or I guess I'll ring the door chime. That'd be nice.
Taffy corporealizes and says, "Enter."
Right, I enter. And glance down at a pad. Taffy. Up at him.
Lieutenant Commander, Lieutenant.
So, I see here you're requesting asylum. Why?
Well, in the universe I come from, my people are at war, and I found myself on the Hadfield with your and Sanvana and Chief Zip, and I did not want to be sent back to my universe. It would have been very essentially it would have sent me back to my inevitable death. My side of things was losing our civil war, and I figured life was more valuable, so political asylum was probably the best of not great options in the moment.
I see.
Can I do a roll to see how much I can actually sense off of the changeling? Because that'll determine how insightful I can be.
Yes, you can make a. This will be a. So you're just trying to see, in general, what you sense, like before.
Yeah, can I sense its emotions, its intent, like how
Sure. So this will be insight medicine because you're testing your powers.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, so that's a 16. Mm-hmm. Okay. So first off, you guys gain a momentum. Secondly, you're not going to get much more than basic emotional states.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and what's the emotional state of it now? Is it calm? Like, what's the emotional state of our yogurt-looking friend?
Yogurt's a bit hurtful.
Yogurt.
Wait, what are we calling it? We're calling it
Taffy.
Taffy.
Oh yeah, because that's not
That's totally a very. Hey, it's gender neutral.
Taffy
like
is
choice.
dignified. Taffy is delicious.
It has an apostrophe. Taffy.
Ooh, I like that. I like that better.
Sure.
Right now, you're sensing mostly like when you first walked in, very calm. When it starts describing its backstory, the war and all of that, you sense sadness, fear, um, fright. I mean, I know that goes with fear. Um, genuine, um, genuine anxiety when someone is fearing for their life.
Okay.
So
He seems genuine. At least that's what he's talking about. But I feel like we should ask him, what he intends to do with this asylum.
Lieutenant, no offense, but I am right here. You can ask me questions directly.
I'm not.
What are your plans?
A lot of that does depend on your federation. I'd be happy to spend time answering as many questions as you guys have, providing as much information as I have that you find useful. After that, I'd like to pursue scientific ventures, maybe genetics,
Have you brought me?
botany, something like that. I'm not a warmonger. I don't crave violence.
Do you have any intention of contacting changelings here?
Lieutenant, if I never saw another changeling in my life, that would be perfectly fine with me.
Have you brought any objects, weapons, or anything else from the other timeline?
Any vegetables, fruit,
Foreign germs.
foreign germs?
What you see is what you get. I'm kind of a puddle of goop at times, and I was in my liquid goo form in your brig. So, I mean, if I wanted to transform into a weapon, I could, but I've been in two forms since I've been in your presence. When your crew found me, I was a bottle of Ferengi alcohol.
No.
I believe every form I've been in has been very non-threatening.
He seems genuine to me, but forgive me if I'm not a little suspicious.
Oh, of course. I was reading the historical files on your Dominion War. I can understand where your trepidation and suspicion comes from.
Did we give you access to those, or?
Yoren provided me with a file.
Hey, it was part of, hey, Tess agreed to it. It's not just me.
Okay.
And yes, and your commander Tess did say that I could read information on the war.
Security access.
There has been a great deal redacted from it. It's not like there are any secrets here. It's like I'm reading a history textbook.
That tends to be what happens with history. I think you'll find that that's the same across all universes. Everything kind of gets whittled down to the main bullet points that we can teach our children about.
Very dry.
Well, my recommendation would be to make sure that, as much as you seem trustworthy, would be to keep you behind a force field for now. But you're the security officer. It's up to you to make that kind of assessment.
I think guest quarters is adequate for now, but I definitely have to
Did no one ask him what side of the Civil War he was on?
Like, wait. Hello.
Nope.
Nope.
That would be smart.
Huh? Yeah. You want to do it?
You want to spend a momentum to actually be able to hear that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Whispers from the void.
Yorin, go away. Get out of my head, Yorin.
Do an
I'm
insight check,
always
Blair.
in your head.
Well,
Hey,
no.
Borda had telepathic abilities at one point before they redacted them.
Wow.
Stuff.
Okay, so does somebody want to actually ask me that?
Yeah. Which side were you on in this Civil War you speak of? With the founders.
I sided with the solids. I thought that we needed to reach out and work with people other than ourselves. It's definitely the minority side.
Do I sense any deception or
You can make a roll.
go for it?
Actually, either of you can make a roll for it. It's insight security.
Yeah.
Difficulty is 2. Actually, no, it's difficulty 1, but it's contested.
Okay. I passed one and failed the other. 3 and a 19.
Ew.
Did you say you had interrogation as a talent or no?
No.
I only have negotiation.
I have diplomacy as a focus.
Does empath give you a bonus to that?
Does it help?
Does empath give you a bonus to that?
Is empath a talent or a
It's a
feat?
talent.
The talent.
I know
Okay.
empath does something cool.
I forget the names of these things. What's the thing that increases your crit range? Are those talents?
They're focuses.
Focuses.
Focus.
Empath does something really cool. I just forget what it is.
Yeah,
But it does not give you a focus in things. So
No, but it might have like a reroll or something else.
on a spreadsheet, isn't it?
or it just lets her read
Do what
thoughts.
she's doing.
Well, it's got to do something more than just what you can read off their face, because otherwise it'd be just silly. Doesn't Ta'ani have like some kind of empathy like feat? I mean, talent? Is that a talent?
Not that I can think of. She has mind melding, but I think that's about the closest she gets, right, David?
Yeah, so empath is you can sense the emotions of most living beings nearby, can communicate telepathically with other empaths and telepaths, as well as those with whom you are extremely familiar.
Gotcha. So it's communication without line of sight, basically.
Yes.
I mean, I guess that's cool for you betazoids.
But yeah, so there's nothing that makes it reduce difficulty. Although I could say that because you're empathically reading him, it would be less difficult. But or I'll give you a +1 success because you are getting a reading off of his basic emotions.
Which is
There,
the same
what-
as -1 difficulty.
Yeah, we'll do it that way. Well, you get a -1 difficulty because you're getting his base emotions.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine with me.
Okay. So what does that mean for someone gonna do I get a roll or do we take the roll that was already done?
Both try and read them, right?
No, you get a new roll for this.
Okay. Someone needs to do it for
This
me.
is a very specific and important plot point.
failed.
For an insight security, yeah. You. You have one success with the -1 difficulty, which is like getting 2 successes.
Do you have
Yay!
any cool talents that let you re-roll your empath ability or no?
No.
Nothing like that.
But here's the thing. I only got 1 success.
Oh, snap.
Mm.
Well, you shouldn't tell us that because then we know better. But
Well, but you're going to know as soon as I start telling you what's going on.
hey, we're all going to die.
Or more so, as soon as I give you guys a momentum.
Okay.
So you can tell that he is trying to stretch.
Mm.
He's trying to curry some favor here. Mostly he feels like you wouldn't trust him if he said that he sided with the changelings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was never really a choice to begin with. It was all about this reaction.
I don't feel that you're being entirely honest with me. And that makes me more nervous about having you on the ship.
Okay, fine, I'm not.
Wow, you break very easily under interrogation.
Well, that's just rude.
They wiped out 75% of us in the first attack.
Ooh. The other changelings?
Yes. I was off-world.
So you were on the other side.
I never had a choice. I never knew.
So you were not on a side. Because you were off-world?
Lieutenant, when you have life as you know it, you're a Vulcan. If there was an anti-logic faction, would you even consider being on the anti-logic faction?
There are literally 2 of those.
It still makes a very good analogy, though.
It doesn't make sense because that's not what you're used to in your life. You know your life as one thing. A commitment to logic. The changelings know life as one thing. A commitment to the Great Link. To the other changelings, to working together. So it's not that I made a choice. It's that I never knew that there was a choice to be made.
It's, what is that sound? It's it seems logical, but the fact that you felt that you had to lie to me is problematic.
Would you as a Vulcan trust someone who fought for or fought against logic?
Well, since I'm only half Vulcan, I can understand the emotion of this situation doesn't get past me.
I was truthful in the sense that I fought on the minority side. Because once
you said?
I'm sorry, what?
Was that the only thing truthful you said?
Well, they did wipe most of us out. And once there was a choice to be made, I sided with the only life I knew. It's not that I was fighting against the solids. No offense. It's that I was fighting to protect my way of life. You see, the life of the changelings was never meant to impact the rest of the galaxy. It was our society. I don't crave war. I was driven to fight. I was forced to fight. When you're one of a very small handful left, you do what's necessary.
And I'm afraid this instinct for you to do what's necessary, I fear that in our universe that may get you into more trouble than you think it will. The fact that it only took me a mere moment to get you to confess, to me indicates that if you were to come into contact with a changeling, you might be easily persuaded to do things that would be would do things against the solids.
Did you not fight a war against the changelings, win said war, and there is a peace treaty between you and the changelings?
Just because there's a peace treaty doesn't mean that that people aren't hungering for war behind, even despite it.
Isn't there not a changeling that works with Starfleet?
Yes. That doesn't change my point. You're from a different universe, and the fact that you could be so easily persuaded is worrisome to me. But that's above my pay grade to evaluate whether this is something that can that should be considered when we're looking at your giving you asylum.
Or could it not be viewed that I knew I needed to be truthful with you, and I made my choice to be truthful with you rather than to continue lying?
That will definitely be taken into account.
You didn't make that choice at the beginning, though.
I feel like we're talking to a child.
Look,
You lied to me, but I didn't. I had to lie.
it was the whole stretching the truth thing. He told the truth, the technical truth, which is the best kind of truth.
You need to stop hanging out with Yorn and learning about white lies.
Come on.
Excited with the solids. That's not a stretching the truth. That's the exact opposite.
That's a lie. That's just a lie. Anyway, I think that should be enough for now. We've given us plenty to evaluate, unless there's anything else that you can think of that we need to ask.
We'll definitely take what you said to the captain. And, decide what to do with you.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Someone talking on Discord or something?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
what?
Then tell me what it is.
Hang on 1 second. Sorry, did you guys talk to me?
No, there's someone has some kind of messenger app that's beeping every like
It's not
30
me.
seconds.
I'm muted.
Yeah, I've got muted on mine. Well, I don't have anything messaging, so.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. Tawny, you can get to Zip, and I
Hey,
think
hey,
that'll
Dave.
wrap us up.
Hey, David.
Yes.
Can I do something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I have 2 security guards, officers stationed outside his door, and they're patrolling the court.
David, actually, could we save me and Zip for next time? Because I don't know how long that conversation's going to take, and I kind of got something I need to do.
Okay. Then Zip and Yorin,
Yo, what's up?
because that's a conversation that could definitely happen somewhat quickly.
Okay.
Thanks.
Great. And in that case, David, I'm going to peace. See you guys.
All
2
right.
weeks.
Take care.
Good night, sir.
All right.
Bounce back.
Well, currently Yorn is either heading toward his quarters or in his quarters, trying to look up this saving the universe from the Gorn thing.
Okay. I'll have assumed I had the computer tell me your location, so I'll step up to his door of his quarters.
Gotcha.
Chime the entry, yeah.
Yorn sipping on a nice cup of kava nut tea and looking through his pads like, enter.
I walk in. So, how was your break time?
Oh, it was quite an experience. Apparently, you're supposed to put the force fields on when you're in the brig.
There's some logic to it. I'll give you that.
Come on, Yorn. You're supposed to lead with. Did you know we almost had a war against the Gorn?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I had found out that much yet.
Tess told you.
I turned the pad towards him. Like, did you know we stopped a war with the Gorn?
We personally, us, stopped one, and I take his pad, look at it. So the Hadfield avoided a war with the Gorn.
Do I have actually personal logs with myself mentioning this at any point in my computer database search?
Not you personally, no.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But there are logs and of such.
Yeah. Well, like there's ship records where Gorn ships were scanned and interactions with Gorn.
Yep.
This is not your GM hand waving at all. I promise.
But I'm not sure quite what we did. I haven't got access to the classified files yet, since they're still relatively recent. But fascinating, isn't it? I don't remember doing that. Do you?
Well, we didn't. I don't understand how time could have been this screwed up.
Especially considering it's the same quantum signature, right?
That's what makes no sense. The anomaly, I don't know. I've been looking at temporal mechanics and dealing with the headache that gave me, but there's got to be something somewhere we can. I think that we might want to keep this between the two of us, but we need to start looking into a way of resetting the timeline. The captain seems...
Yorn's eyes just kind of light up and they get wide. It's like, we can do that. I mean, why would you suggest such a thing? This is another test, isn't it?
No, not this time. This is not the way things should be. The captain seems satisfied to leave it how it is because that's how he remembers. But we know, the four of us know this isn't right. Koss has never been on this ship, but he exists. But his file is restricted by the Admiralty. I have no idea if that involves our little side adventure on Bajor. I don't know. Now I'm not sure if we should tell the captain about that because I don't know exactly what happened in this timeline. Everything is up for grabs. I was going to say we should walk right into when we got back. I was going to say we walk into the captain and tell him exactly what happened and screw what that Cardassian told us to not do. But now I have no idea.
Interesting. Well, and while we're still talking, Yorn is kind of half-mindedly poking into his pad for personal logs of his own to start seeing through changes. I was like, interesting. I wonder if our personal logs have anything contained in them. Because even if the time was changed, people know us here, so obviously we existed on this ship.
No, not really us. Some version of us. And now we've replaced them or... I hate time travel.
Oh, I love time travel. And Yorn will clap his hands a little bit.
Well, that's why you're perfect for this, because I need you on the side to research if there's a way we can change everything back. Because I don't know if the rest of the crew will be on that with that.
Oh, excellent. I will get right on top of it. Oh, this, it's like a whole new universe to explore.
I was quite happy exploring the old one.
The old one wasn't bad either. So, all right. I will work surreptitiously on that for you, Chief, and come to you with whatever I can conclude. Does that sound acceptable?
I think that's all we can do for now, and then we'll just play it as normal as we can. I mean, it's our lives, just a different version of them, I guess.
Back
So-
to Chief Zip.
Oh, it's been wow. Time really flies. Zip here.
Chief,
You have the
better-
results of it.
yeah, you better come down here and take a look.
On my way. I nod to Yorin in motion. You want to come?
Joran looks down at the pad and his tea and looks at Zip.
All right. You're right. You work on your thing. Oh,
Fill me in on whatever happens, if you would, please.
will do. And I give him a nod and make a beeline straight for
Pulls up
engineering.
his cup of tea as a welcome gesture out.
So I walk into engineering and head straight for Vaxa Station. What have you got, Lieutenant?
300 micro anomalies.
What do you mean micro anomaly?
Microscopic differences.
In the ship and the crew?
All over.
But no one detected us passing through some kind of temporal anomaly earlier today.
That would it's made such a great dramatic cliffhanger right there.
I know, yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
What do you make of them? You have any ideas?
I've seen it once.
Do tell.
It's not pretty. There was an EM pulse that hit a torpedo, and it scattered space-time.
Any impulse.
Yes.
Like the impulse we've been hit by twice so far?
Yes.
Great. And then I,
You take a dramatic pause and scream out Brasha?
yeah. No, I do take a dramatic pause because I'm not looking forward to this. But I turn to a resident Borg and say, what are your thoughts?
Two words, Chief. Transphasic torpedo.
Darn it, that was actually 2 words.
And that's where we're going to end it.
Yay!
Okay, so good because I have no idea what to do with that.
I watched too many Disney movies. I was waiting for you to say 2 words for you. We're in trouble.
We're in is one word.
Yeah, totally. That sounds like a good Florida name.
We're
anyway.
in. All right. That was long and convoluted, and I promise there's
ridiculous. This game is never long and convoluted.
Well, yeah, of course not. It's not like I 90% talk and 2% dice rolls and 8% confused. And what do we want to do?
Like a real.
That's all right. We have a real season opener closer planned.
Yes, absolutely. All right. On that
far
note,
as
I'm
you
going to stop the broadcast, and then I actually have things to tell you guys.
Ooh, fancy. We get to know secrets that all the rest of don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, thank you guys, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.